Okay, so let's go through this question 9. Okay, so the first part, express 2x over 2x plus 3 in the form of this thing, right, where a and b are in the integers. So how do we do this question? So by first look, we can see actually is regarding the long division, meaning the chapter of polynomial, right? Okay, so first we need to do a bit of LD, right? So 2x over, divide by 2x plus 3. So how do we do a LD? So very simple. First, you always look at 2x and this 2x, right? Meaning the highest power, right? Then you divide. So 2x divided by 2x is 1. Then you put a minus here. So, okay, 1 multiplied by the 2x, right, is equal to 2x. Then 1 multiplied by the 3, meaning the second term, is plus 3 bracket. So 2x minus 2x is 0. Of course, the 2x here, there's no number, meaning that you just use 0 minus 3. So you will get minus 3. Okay, so given this, right, we know that this 1 is what we call quotient. And then this minus 3, okay, I just get rid of the 0. So this minus 3 is what we call the remainder, right? Then this 2x plus 3 is what we call the divisor. Yeah, okay, so you just need to put in terms of quotient. So a is a quotient, right? Plus remainder over divisor. So it's 2x plus 3. So just make it nicer. Become 1 minus 3 over 2x plus 3. Yeah, so that's the very first part. Okay, the second part is differentiate x ln 2x plus 3 with respect to x, right? Okay, for this question, you need to use product rule. Meaning, for example, right, okay, this is the first term, this is the second term. Product rule just means keep differentiate plus differentiate keep. So let's differentiate the first one first. So dy dx, right? Dy dx. So I differentiate x, right? So become 1. So you keep the ln. So the ln is ln 2x plus 3, then put a bracket. Then you always add a plus. Now you keep the x, you differentiate your ln. When you differentiate ln, always remember draw a line first. So at the bottom, you write down 2x plus 3, meaning that whatever you see here, right, you write it down. Then the top part, you just put the differentiated form of the bottom part, meaning you differentiate 2x plus 3, right, you'll get 2. So there's the top part. Okay, with this, let's continue on. So I simplify first. So the very first term will be ln 2x plus 3 bracket. Okay, second term, the second is just, okay, x multiplied by 2, right? So it's 2x over 2x plus 3. So that is the part 2. Okay, part 3, using the result in part I and part 2, right, determine what is our integral of, okay, let me write down first. So determine what is ln 2x plus 3 bracket dx. So for this type of question is actually what we call differentiate then integrate. So we always want to go back to the part 2 first, or what we call the first part, right? So they ask us to differentiate this. Okay, so if you look at this part 2, the part 2 answer right here. So when I differentiate this thing here, I'll get the yellow color one, right? Of course, if I integrate the yellow color, I'll get back the green color. So, okay, let me just write down. So, okay, first, I integrate ln 2x plus 3 dx, right? Plus integral of, so this one is just here, 2x over 2x plus 3 dx. So this will give me back the green color, which is what you see on the screen, right? So the thing is equal to x ln 2x plus 3, then put a bracket. So that's the first thing to do. Okay, if you look at this, right, they actually want this part. Also, they ask us to find what is this, right? So which is right here. So what I want to do is actually to integrate this thing. So how do we integrate this? This is where I need to use, because they say using the result from part I and part 2, right? Okay, part I, they ask us, okay, if you look at the part I go back to this part I. So part I is this, right? So of course, I can actually make it into something like this. So part the 2x over 2x plus 3 is actually equal to 1 minus 3 over 2x plus 3. So let me just put it back here. So this thing here is actually integrate of let me just, okay, 1 minus 3 over 2x plus 3. The whole thing dx lah. Okay, let me just write down the first ln 2x plus 3 dx. So it's equal to x ln 2x plus 3 bracket. Okay, so of course, okay, you want to do the integral of this thing, right? So this thing here. So let's integrate the 1 first. So you integrate 1 with respect to x, you'll get x. So what about the second one? I mean the so-called the negative 3 over 2x plus 3. So if you look at this, right, it's quite obvious it's a ln. So when you integrate this, you will get something ln something lah. Okay, but before you do the ln thingy, right, you need to check whether the top part, is it the differentiated form of the bottom part? So you can see, right, the bottom is 2x plus 3, meaning that at the top must be 2. So what you need to do is, okay, I put a minus first. I take out the 3. So if I take out the 3, right, this is 1 over 2x plus 3. So how do I make the 1 become 2? You just multiply by 2 here. But you multiply by 2, you need to divide by the same 2 that you put it in. So, okay, after that, right, this thing here, so this one I can say is ln. So you integrate 2 over 2x plus 3, right? Okay, let me just erase this. Okay, 2 over 2x plus 3. So this thing is just ln something, right? Ln 2x plus 3, then put a bracket. So let me just write it down, everything. So ln 2x plus 3 bracket dx plus x. Then minus 3 over 2, right? Then of course, you integrate already, so don't need to put an integral sign. So, okay, so it's 2x plus 3, then put a bracket. So it equate to x ln 2x plus 3. So the final part, right? Okay, almost ready. So this thing and this thing move over to the right hand side. So you do that, become ln 2x plus 3, right, bracket dx equal to x ln 2x plus 3 bracket. So the x you move over become minus x. The negative 3 over 2 ln something, right, you move it become plus 3 over 2 ln 2x plus 3, put a bracket. So you can see it's something that they want, right? So this thing is the one they want us to give them this thing. But don't forget to add a plus c, then that's the answer already. Right, so that is how you do this question.